Did you find out about how Netflix managed Chris Rock on the primary Saturday of spring? Great, they went off in an unexpected direction and had him play out a live satire exceptional on their real-time feature, and kid did it cause disturbances. The show was loaded with punchy jokes focused on huge names like Will Smith and even Meghan Markle. Currently we're here to give you the delicious subtleties on every one of the clever pokes that Chris tossed. Yet before we make a plunge, help us out, show us some adoration, leave a like on the video, buy into the feed and hit the warning ringer. Okay, sufficient gab, we should hop directly into it. Would you like to win an iPhone 12, perhaps a MacBook Master? What about 500 money? You should simply remark the mystery stowed away message someplace in this video. That is all there is to it. Gracious, and leave a like on this video and buy into the feed so we can continue to bear the cost of these giveaways. Champ will be declared at the last day of every month. Gratitude for watching and best of luck individuals. I didn't hurt, it actually harms. I got late spring ringing in my ears. Chris Rock doesn't appear to be stressed over the kickback he got from his new parody. Unique as per a shut source, he knows when he's gone excessively far with the joke, yet not this time. He strongly expressed whatever he might be thinking and he's not sorry about it, but rather, I'm not a casualty child. You won't ever see me on Oprah Gail crying. It could seem as though he's blowing hot air, yet the fact of the matter is many individuals have been enthusiastically expecting Chris Rock's most recent comedic bluster throughout recent months, and kid did he convey. He let it all out and dropped a large number of bombs on everybody from Will Smith to Meghan Markle. You'll ever witness it, never going to. I could barely handle it, and I love men dressed in dark. No, yet that is not the finish of the story, people. There's something else to come from Chris Rock's side of the Oscars slap story. He hasn't opened up completely about what he did, what occurred, or how he felt subsequently. Well, it seems to be Chris Rock's most recent comedic award about the Oscar slap isn't slipping by everyone's notice, definitely particularly by Will and Jada Smith. Well, Chris has referenced the slap in his comedic shows over the course of the last year. Doing it before a live crowd and doing it in a meeting are two totally various things, and similarly as with any satire schedule, the crowd's responses matter and individuals, well, you folks are battling constantly. We're not as a matter of some importance. I'm not, can't see on camera. Will Smith is fundamentally greater than me. With every one of the jokes that were made in The Extraordinary, many were interested about how might and Jada would respond. Sadly, it appears Will was wounded by Chris's remarks about him and his family in the Netflix exceptional. We are not a similar size. Okay, we are not. Scott, this person Will Smith does films with his shirt not quite right. As per sources, he's humiliated and wounded by information disclosed despite the fact that he didn't watch it himself. Rather, he had individuals let him know. Said it's wherever you look on the web and via virtual entertainment, and the responses keep on pouring, and seems to be Will and Jada have found out about Chris Rock's remarks about them in his new satire exceptional. As per sources, Will has apologized to Chris and would like him to let it go. He feels that he's dealt with himself and the 10-year restriction from the Oscars is sufficient discipline. He believes Chris should continue on so every other person can too. Will is additionally vexed that Netflix gave Chris a stage to affront Jada once more, and he believes it's disgraceful. The new ruler of Bel Air Entertainer has a ton to say. You've never seen me do a film with my shirt off, assuming that I'm in a film. Getting open heart medical procedure. I got on a sweater since he's felt horrendous for such a long time about smacking Chris at the Oscars, yet he's tried and failed to offer to set things straight with Chris. In the meantime, Fatigued believes that Chris is fixated on her and is making a special effort to harm her. For instance, the live show was finished in Baltimore, which is Jada's old neighborhood. Chris then again is purportedly discovering some feeling of harmony from taking a stand in opposition to the slap. As per sources, he needed to get this out unequivocally and be finished with it after Chris Rock's therapeutic parody extraordinary he's prepared to continue on. Yet not every person is in total agreement. While certain superstars like August Alsina and Marlon Wayans upheld Rock's honest and recuperating approach, others took a stand in opposition to it. August Alsina found the unique, amusing and honest valuing that Rock was supporting for reality rather than exclusively making a joke anyway. Others like Alsina got analysis. Marlon Wayans accepted that the unique was Rock's approach to mending. Obviously, the extraordinary caused a ton of responses and sentiments in the deal world. Will Smith, Muhammad Ali in a film. You think I tried out for that part? I'm going to. I played Pookie in New Jack City. Well, Chris Rock had allies like August Alsina and Marlon Wayans. Not every person was his ally. Taj Jackson, nephew of Michael Jackson, was especially irritated about the manner in which Chris Rock has involved his family as a wellspring of parody for a really long time. Subsequent to seeing a clasp of Chris going after his departed uncle in the Netflix exceptional, Taj took to virtual entertainment to communicate his resentment. He addressed why Chris had been pestering and harassing his family for such a long time and said thanks to Will Smith for slapping Chris at the Oscars. It appears too Be that Chris Rock's satire has split conclusions between superstars, with a few finding it interesting and honest man chews of shock while others disapproving of his kids about their families. Like we said, it appears as though Chris Rock's unique got blended surveys in with some thinking that it is destructive and others finding it interesting and provocative. Anyway, it's more essential to find out how Chris Rock handles things turning out forward with those he's disliked, and sources propose that things might chill off among him and his foes later on. It is not yet clear in the event that this will genuinely mean certain death for the contention between Chris Rock and the Smiths explicitly, and on the off chance that genuine harmony will at any point be made. The occurrence happened at his live specific shock Netflix Exceptional on the 4th of Spring, where he resolved different issues he had with many individuals, including obviously Will and Jada Pinkett Smith. It seems like Chris Rock utilized his Netflix unique to ventilate his well-established complaints towards Will and Jada. He raised Jada's remarks about him facilitating the Oscars and her blacklist of the service, as well as their open marriage and her relationship with August Alsina. Rock guaranteed that the slap he got from Will Smith at the Oscars didn't have anything to do with him and was rather a consequence of Smith's disappointment over his own relationship with Jada. Dev shock, since everyone understands what happened. Everyone that truly knows realizes I didn't have anything to do with that. I had no entrapments. Rock additionally ridiculed the Smith circumstance, considering it a snare and recommending that Will rehearse his specific shock. While I viewed Rock Exceptional as amusing and interesting, others censured it as hurtful and taking the low street. It is not yet clear on the off chance that the Smiths and Shake will actually want to move past their issues and accommodate. It is actually the case that Chris Rock's satire style is in many cases questionable, and some might find it hostile. He's known for pushing limits and handling untouchable subjects anyway. Whether his jokes are justified is emotional and at last dependent upon the singular watcher to conclude. It's additionally significant the satire frequently involves misrepresentation and poetic exaggerations for comedic impact and may not mirror the comic's very own convictions or values. That being said, it's vital to be aware of what our words and activities mean for other people and to be conscious of alternate points of view, actives and encounters. Anyway, while Rock was discussing the ensnarement that Will and Jada went through, he uncovered that he didn't get the moves that they initiated to determine it by means of the Red Casual Conversation episode that stunned the web. I have no clue about why two skilled individuals would accomplish something that wretched. Crude proceeded with, what the F, we've all been undermined. Everyone in here has been undermined. Not a solitary one of us have at any point been consulted by the individual that undermined us on TV. Rock conceded that when the news broke about the couple, he attempted to contact Smith without much of any result. And there you go, everybody, a gander at the parody unique Chris Rock dead and how things are searching for him now that everybody is responding as they are. On which side do you fall in the Chris Rock issue? Do you feel that what he did was off base, or do you imagine that certain individuals are making too much of one or the other? He was simply being a comic. Do you think he'll take a stab at something like this again? Told us your thought process in the remarks down underneath. Make certain to buy in, and we'll see you next time on the feed. Did you find out about how Netflix managed Chris Rock on the primary Saturday of Spring? Great, they went off in an unexpected direction and had him play out a live satire exceptional on their real-time feature, and kid did it cause disturbances. The show was loaded with punchy jokes focused on huge names like Will Smith and even Meghan Markle. Currently, we're here to give you the delicious subtleties on every one of the clever pokes that Chris tossed. Yet before we make a plunge, help us out, show us some adoration, leave a like on the video, buy into the feed and hit the warning ringer. Okay, sufficient gab, we should hop directly into it. Would you like to win an iPhone 12, perhaps a MacBook Master? What about 500 money? You should